Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to join us for a fantastic event today. We're obviously here to cover the March for Medicare for All in Washington, D.C. I'm Luke Parcher. I'm very honored to be a part of this broadcast of the march, and honored to have been involved with M4M4ALL here over the last year or so. I do want to start by, if you're unfamiliar with the group, please do go to M4M4ALL.org. That's the number 4, M4M4ALL.org, to learn more or contribute or get involved. Obviously, demonstrating on behalf of a more humane healthcare system is of profound importance. Obviously, our current healthcare system is rather barbaric and leaves many out to dry, and this is an issue that we do not have time to wait on anymore.
Okay, so our next speaker, I've only cried once, so it may happen again. Our next speaker has been a key organizer with us for months. He just got out of 11th grade. He is 17 years old, and he came here from Iowa with his parents, who, that's how you parent, like, props to his parents. And I just think, oh my God, how different would my life be if I woke the hell up, that young. But Zach Schimel'S, where are you is?
Right behind you.
Oh.
It is so inspiring to see so many of you out here today fighting for justice. My name is Zach Schimel'S, and I'm a 17-year-old organizer for the group who worked so hard to put this all together today, the March for Medicare for All. Let's give a big round of applause for the group. As a young person, I hope that my contribution to this movement can show each and every one of you that we can all help in our own way. And if we hope to win Medicare for All and begin building our vision for America, then we will need everybody's contributions. And your contributions are no doubt being felt out here today. Each and every one of you decided to come here to DC from all over this country to demand Medicare for all. So together, we stand here today in solidarity against the greed and corruption of big pharma and the private healthcare industry. Because we know that these companies are responsible for denying so many millions of Americans the care that we need, and for placing over 100 million Americans into medical debt. So today we tell those companies that enough is enough. The unfortunate truth in America that we all know so well is that business interests are always prioritized before the interests of the people, and healthcare is no exception. Executives from big pharma and the private healthcare industry profit off of our pain and profit off denying us the coverage we need to live happy and healthy lives. So let's face the reality. These executives from these big health companies are oligarchs. They have special political and economic powers. They buy out both sides of our elections to ensure that no matter who wins, their profits are always safe, and they are viewed by our politicians as being fundamentally more important than the people. Through the absurd business-first laws in this country, these oligarchs are able to legally buy out and own our government. In fact, today in DC, there are over 1,500 lobbyists from the private healthcare industry, so many of them in that building right behind me, but all of them working to undermine the needs and the will of the American people. To dismantle the influence of these oligarchs and their lobbyists, we must be united in a commitment to boycotting all political candidates who take money not only from the healthcare lobby, but from other special interest lobbies as well. Because we must be smart enough to realize that a politician has never and will never represent both the interests of the ruling class and the interests of the people. And the sad fact is that almost every politician from the two major political parties has decided to defend the ruling class and their special interest groups. But make no mistake about it, there will come a day when we, the people, are in power. And when we are, we will hold accountable every single politician and every single lobbyist who decided to defend the ruling class and turn their back on the people. So how do we work towards a day when we have Medicare for all and when we finally have a government that works for us? First, we have to get rid of the divisive identity politics that have been pushed by the mainstream media and the political establishment for so long, because they only seek to divide working class Americans. They fear us uniting to support policies that benefit all of us. They fear our ideas not only for healthcare, but for America, because if implemented, they would fundamentally change the power structure of our economy and our political system. And their fear should give us even more commitment to ensuring that our vision for America becomes a reality. So instead of playing into identity politics and the culture war, let's usher in an era of class politics. An era where we work to break down the walls that have been intentionally put up between those of different races, religions, and social ideologies, and an era where we instead come together in a coalition of common Americans against the ruling class and their special interest groups. Those of us out here today have shown a clear rejection of the status quo, where politicians are not only bought out by the healthcare lobby, but the war lobby as well. We refuse to accept their narrative that while we have hundreds of billions of dollars to funnel into endless wars, we can't afford to give healthcare to those at home. And we know that despite what they tell us, those who deny us populist policies like Medicare for all are not located anywhere else in the world except right here in the United States of America. And we also know that the American ruling class is and always will be the only thing standing in the way of the interests of the American people. So we will fight that ruling class, and we're fighting them out here today. We will fight them so that there comes a day when the lobbyists in D.C. no longer determine our nation's policy. So that there comes a day when our government finally works for us. And so that there comes a day when all Americans are guaranteed health care through a single payer health care system. Through our resiliency, we are going to build an America that works in the interests of its people. And although we will be met with stiff resistance from that ruling class, we know that an end to their reign over our country is not only necessary, but also inevitable. Because while they may have the wealth, And while they may have the financial resources, we have the power of the people, and there is nothing stronger than the power of the people. So together, we the people are going to win Medicare for all, and together, we the people are going to win so much more. Thank you, DC.